it is a shock to the family when they realise that they can't look after that parent. And there does come a time, I think, where there has to be a split. That there was, for Martin and myself, we got to a point where we just had to have a break away from one another because it became too intense. The whole part of our lives was all around the illness, and it was all consuming. We didn't talk about anything else. It was just, the whole thing just, and he got to a point where as soon as a doctor rang or the hospital rang, he would just cry. And from my point of view, that destroyed me every time I saw him, because I blame myself for that. So it's, and of course the family, oh, you know, come and stay with us, but that wouldn't have solved it. That it's not going to go away because you've got an extra member of family helping. Sometimes it needs a break so you've got time to gather your thoughts, stand back and look at what is really happening. And like what I got from Katharine House was the help to be able to talk about it, and mental help, if you like, to gather all the thoughts together and see where best next to go with some expert advice. But the thing with Katharine House, they didn't talk at you. I think that's a huge difference. And I think it was so important because she was able to tell from that phone call I was at the end of my tether. You know, I'd gone as far as I was going, and she arranged for me to come in here very quickly. And I think that saved me, to be honest. Because I would be quite upfront. If I'd have gone into a hospital at that time, I don't think I would have come out. In fact, I'm sure I wouldn't have done. I would probably have given up at that point. There's no comparison to then and now. I mean, then I did everything totally wrong. Absolutely everything. Just totally wrong. Now, when I leave, I shall be quite sad because I've made some I feel good friends here. And it's been a really pleasant experience. And that's going to sound really odd to anybody listening to this, I should imagine, but it has been a pleasant experience. And I've got nothing bad to say about it. And when the time comes, I hope sincerely that this is where I can come and spend my last hours. I can't think of anything nicer, to be quite honest. So I would have absolutely no fear of it now at all. And anybody who asks me, I would tell them the same thing. You know, in fact, I might tell them even if they don't ask me. I think when my time comes, and it will, it comes to everybody. A huge chunk of the fear of that time is gone. Don't get me wrong, I shall fight to the bitter end, but when my time comes, I will know. And I have a sense of peace and acceptance that when that does come, I'm going to a better place. And then I don't worry now. There's not it's just totally different. Can't explain it, really. But it is taking, as I say, this huge feeling of, oh my God, you know, what happens if I die? If I die, I die. But there will be a different attitude inside of me now. And even my husband's noticed. So that's, as far as I'm concerned, a good thing. And he's certainly not getting weepy every time he speaks about it now, which is a huge step forward. Because there are people who are dying, and and the care they get here is second to none. But there is also this chunk of people that will need Katharine House for other reasons. And I think this is a message that perhaps is not getting out there. and that's certainly something I'm going to try and help with. And I shall offer my services if anybody thinks that perhaps a husband or wife would benefit for, come around for a cup of tea and talk about what we've heard. Because, they need to know. And I think it would help the family, certainly, because they wouldn't have a clue. My own family didn't. And set the fear. And obviously that went away very quickly, actually. The food's excellent, by the way, absolutely excellent. Again, things like that matter. And it's the norm, isn't it? But what do you do when you're staying somewhere? You talk about the food you eat. And this is the thing that I think is important to the rest of the family too. That's life.
Yeah.
And that is it. That's life, not death.
Yeah.
But I think it's important.